Hello everyone, welcome back to Basketball Breaks, and unfortunately, LEGO, the worst toy company ever who just absolutely hates their fans, has committed an unforgivable sin. They have made LEGO toys that are meant for purely the consumption of children, so... Yeah, I was kind of expecting people to throw a little bit of a fit about these new LEGO Star Wars mechs. I admittedly have not really talked about any new releases in quite a long time. You know, with summer coming up and things winding down, I thought it'd be a good time to jump back into it. And I think out of all the ones to come back to, these are the ones to take a look at, as unfortunately people have been throwing some tantrums online about this, and I think these are worthy of a whole video discussion. Now, we're just going to jump right into Lego.com here. Gotta remove that. Oops. Okay, well, thankfully you won't see that error. But, alright, let's start off with probably my least favorite here, the Darth Vader mech. Now, as far as positives go, it looks like a good LEGO mech. This is undoubtedly a really solid LEGO mech. It's a good LEGO mech. It looks good. It looks kind of like a Dark Trooper suit. I think where the issues arise from this is that it's not a good Darth Vader mech. To me, this doesn't resemble the presence of Darth Vader. It looks a bit too bland for Darth Vader. Once again, if this was like, a Dark Trooper, I think this would be completely fine. But as far as Darth Vader goes, this does not fit Darth Vader's presence that he has in a room. A little bit basic for Darth Vader. Maybe it's because it's lacking the cape, but once again, as far as the LEGO mech goes, this is good. And this is around, what is it, Lego.com says? It's about a $16 set. So to get a Darth Vader with arm printing and a set this cheap, good. Great figure selection. I hope that is that a print on his chest? I don't know what that is. Sadly, they changed the image display, so it's a lot harder to zoom in, but... I probably won't be buying this. I'm sure a lot of kids are going to love it. I never had a Darth Vader as a child. I did not have a LEGO Darth Vader figure. I can imagine that a lot of kids are going to be really happy to be able to get a Darth Vader in such a cheap set. So, not a bad set by any stretch of the imagination. It's just kind of uninspiring to me. So, I feel like a lot more. Alright, the Boba Fett one. This is when things start getting pretty good. So this looks very, very solid to me. The colors, especially the bulkiness, like these cylinder pieces on the knees. Let's bring this image up. That's awesome. I love the massive shoulder pads. The arms are thick. This is a beefy mech. And especially the colors of this thing, it looks rugged. This is just a really solid looking thing. We have places to put his weapons. That's a pretty good representation of his blaster for this size. Unfortunately, I don't think that the missile on the jetpack can fire, which is a bit unfortunate, but this is one I'm probably going to pick up at some point. Maybe not day one. Depends if my Bricks and Minifigs has them, but that's a good integration of a stud shooter. This is good stuff. A lot of kids are going to like this. This is such a brilliant way to blend minifigures and action figures. I know they've been doing it with Marvel for a while. Maybe DC. I don't really keep up with superhero stuff, but this looks really good. Now, a lot of people have been criticizing the minifigure. I have not checked this myself, but this looks very similar to the minifigure in the UCS Slave 1. It might be very near identical. And this has been angering a lot of people. And honestly, I don't think that that's a super worthy criticism. Because, let's be honest, I don't think that LEGO needs to appeal to the LEGO collecting market. It's not their job to do that. That's completely out of their control. If a minifigure spikes up in price, they still have every right to include it in a small set. And what a great way to get such an awesome looking Boba Fett. I think it's been a little bit since we've had a proper, what is this? Is this an Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett? I think that might be a proper original trilogy Boba Fett out on the market in LEGO form. So that's awesome. This is one I'm absolutely going to be picking up. I think a lot of kids are going to really have a lot of fun with that. It's a mech with a jetpack. come on, it can't get much cooler than that. Now this is by far my favorite, the Stormtrooper Mech. I think this just embodies just a suit of armor in mech form really perfectly. I think the bulkiness on this one is just done perfectly. It's a lot of more rectangular and square elements here, but that are kind of curved off at the ends, kind of really replicating plates of armor really nicely. This looks great. The blaster, admittedly, maybe it's not terrible by any stretch of the imagination. I think it could be a little better. It looks a little odd to me, but this is absolutely one I'm going to be getting. And I'm gonna be honest, I have grown to really appreciate these larger dual molded Stormtrooper helmets. I know a lot of people don't like them. Very valid criticism if you don't like these. I don't know. To me, I don't know. They kind of remind me of the original Kenner figures. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into that. If you don't like these helmets, don't fear. I think that this is, as far as this mech goes, I think that this helmet would look better on this mech than the old minifigures, probably because of how oversized the helmet is. We do get the new Stormtrooper minifigure, so this makes this a little bit massable, honestly. I think, but this is actually quite a massable thing. I can see this being a really fun addition to an Imperial army, just something goofy and different. This is by far my favorite. I'm a huge Stormtrooper fan, not something I've really disclosed on this channel that often, but this, good stuff. So honestly, just a good little wave here. This is some really good products that they're putting out, and I didn't say this at the beginning, I should have said this. These are for children 6 years old and up. 6-year-olds are meant to play with these things. I mean, as far as 6-year-olds go, my only real complaint is that it seems like that little rocket on Boba Fett's jetpack might be a little bit unstable during play. Besides that, I mean, these are good. $16, oh shoot. $16 is it's not outrageous. And considering that how big, consider that microfighters are $10, these for $16 isn't the biggest leap. I don't know, I feel like 13 in today's age, $13 or $14 would have been the golden zone for me. Of course, people say, oh, years ago it was $10, but it's not years ago anymore. So, yeah, with that, everyone, I'm not going to ramble on for that much longer. This was my quick, depends how long I've been filming this for, I don't know, can't even tell you. Yeah, good stuff here. Hopefully we'll be seeing the Boba and the Stormtrooper Mech show up on this channel at some point in the future. Let me know your thoughts on these in the comments below. With that, everyone, I'm going to sign off. See ya.